Baby, tell me where are you trying to go with me? Oh, oh, oh. Every time I talk about you.
I be doing shit I really shouldn't do for real. That's why I always say come through for real. After this time I'll be through for real. I be doing shit I really shouldn't do for real. That's why I always say come through for real. After this time
What's going on, guys, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name's Antonio. Most of you probably know me on Instagram as Ants Analysis. And in today's video, I'm just going to be bringing you guys along, showing you some trades that I'm going to be taking, showing you my analysis, my trade management, my entry, my exit. And then at the end of the video, I'm going to be showing you guys exactly how I pick which currency pairs to trade. Before we go into that though, tomorrow I'm going to Santorini with Ella. So I'll bring you guys along with me and show you what that's like. And if you're not already subscribed to the channel, guys, be sure to hit that subscribe button. Over 50% of you who watch my videos still aren't subscribed to my channel. Be sure to leave a like and a comment, let me know your thoughts. I'll get back to every single one of your comments. I appreciate all the support that you guys have been showing me recently. But yeah, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. Let's get straight into it.
you can feel it in the streets. On a day like this, the heat, it feel like summer. I feel like summer. I feel like summer. You can feel it in the streets. On a day like this, the heat, I feel like summer. She feel like summer. This feel like summer.
Okay, so here we are on EURJPY. This is the 5-minute time frame, and I'm going to be looking for a trading position. So as you can see, price has definitely been trading towards the upside. Okay, we've seen a strong impulsive move here, pushing price towards the upside. Until about 1 AM in the UK, we had a strong push to the upside, but then ever since then, we have seen price forming this correction back towards the downside. And for those of you that know how I trade, I always like to understand where price is moving, in this case to the upside, and then looking for that correction in the opposite direction to then catch the continuation. And that's exactly what I'm going to look to try and catch here on EURJPY, is that continuation towards the upside. So we're just going to put in some analysis now to see what is actually forming. And as you can see, price has been trading within this descending channel. And now you can also see that we have also retested this channel over here. We've broken through the resistance and we've retested this channel here. Not only that, but this correction has pulled back to this level of previous resistance. And if I drag it across, you can see that we have used it as a level of support within the market. Okay, price was previously forming lower lows, followed by lower highs, trading towards the downside. But instead of forming a new lower low within the market and continuing to the downside, you can see that price formed this double bottom, which is obviously a bullish reversal pattern within the market, okay? A double bottom, and we've seen price start to break away and start to form bullish market structure again. What other pieces of analysis can we see? So if we look at chart patterns, I can potentially see a head and shoulders pattern taking place. And I'm just going to zoom in a little bit as well, just so you guys can take a clear view on what is happening right now. So I'm also seeing a inverse head and shoulders pattern take place, which is also a bullish reversal pattern, with this side over here being the left shoulder and this side over here being the right shoulder. And then obviously the double bottom we can incorporate and say is the head. Now, with every head and shoulders pattern, it's telling us that market structure is shifting from bearish to bullish. And we need to see a break of the neckline, and we can draw in the neckline around this level where price currently is right now. Okay, I'm going to establish this as the neckline in this scenario. And it's just a level that I would need to see broken before looking for buy positions. Okay, so I'm going to be looking for price to continue to break the highs, okay, break through this level. And then I'll be looking for a retest of this zone, followed by a continuation to the upside. Now, the first point of target is probably going to be the start of this descending channel, which will be up there. However, we might look to extend it because we are in a very, very bullish market on EURJPY. But first initial targets will be here. If we get a nice risk to reward ratio, we might just take profits at that level. But we'll see what happens. And as always, guys, I will keep you updated with how this position moves. Okay, so as you can see, we waited patiently. Price tried to break through this level, but as you can see, we just corrected a bit to the downside. So now it's in the New York session. We can see we finally had this strong impulsive move to the upside, breaking through structure. So I can confidently say that we should continue moving towards the upside now. So I'm going to be looking for price to pull back to this level, which we are doing right now. And as soon as we get a switch in momentum and buyers are clearly stepping into the market, I'll be looking to take my buy position. So yeah, let's keep an eye on price and see how we move for the rest of the day. Okay, so we're moving nicely into profit now. My stop loss has been moved to break even, but I just want to break it down to my actual entry on the 1 minute time frame and explain exactly why I took the entry. So this is the 1 minute time frame, and we can just look at the pullback in a bit more detail. If we look at this section of the screen, we can see that as we began to pull back to retest the previous area of resistance and support, we can see the large bearish candlesticks that were forming. But then as we started to approach this level, you can see all the indecision candles that were forming, okay, all these doji candles. And what that's telling me is that price is making a decision. Price is determining whether we're going to reverse and continue moving bullish or if we're going to drop to the downside. And as you can see, as we began to slow down, we then completely switched and started to form these bullish candles. And that was the reasoning for the entry. And the reason for my stop loss now being moved to break even is because we have broken through these most recent highs, okay? So price shouldn't reverse from here. That's why stop loss has been moved to break even. But just in case it does, that's why we have that stop loss measure in place. But in terms of take profit target, we are looking for around a 1 to 8. Notice how I've put my my take profit target not exactly at the high, but just below it, because as we all know and understand, as price begins to approach this level, we start to slow down in momentum. So we want to just take profits, and a 1 to 8 is more than enough. So let's see how price continues. It's looking good, but anything can happen. And that's exactly why we trail our stop loss, just in case. But I'll keep you guys updated on how we move. Okay, so here we are on the charts, and I'm going to be giving you guys an idea of how I prepare for my trading day or for the trading week. Because in my opinion, preparing is one of the most important things that you can do, not just in trading, but in life, because they say that failing to prepare is just preparing to fail. So it needs to be done. You know, there's no excuses. I don't have time. You know, I don't have time in the morning. I need to go to work. I need to sleep. At the end of the day, being too busy is just another way of saying that you have higher priorities. If making it in trading or anything in life is your top priority, then you make time for it. Whether that's going to bed later or waking up earlier. And my preparation, which I'm going to show you, doesn't take long at all. It takes me like 5-10 minutes to kind of line up what I'm looking at for the day, and I'll show you now exactly how I do it. Now, first thing I want to say is my preparation is going to be different than potentially your preparation or somebody else in the market, because it's specific to me. But you can take what I'm saying and, you know, use it in what you do. But all I'm saying is, you know, every single person's trading journey is different and how they do things is different. This is just what works for me. If it benefits you, great. But just remember, your trading journey is your trading journey. So you can do what you want with it. But preparation is definitely key. Now, the first things first, which I want to talk to you guys about, is the currency pairs that I actually will look at first thing in the morning. Now, I say first thing in the morning because I'm a day trader, right? Which means I trade on that day and I'm out of my trade within a couple of hours. If you're a swing trader, you will likely be holding trades for a couple of days, maybe even a week. So the preparation is a little bit different. I always reanalyze every single morning because I trade on like the 15-minute, the 5-minute, and things can change quite drastically on those time frames throughout the day. So the next day I always have to refresh. But if you're a swing trader, you'll likely start the week with your analysis from the weekly or the daily, and that will likely be your analysis for the week. So I guess one benefit to being a swing trader is less preparation, but it only takes me 5-10 minutes, and I like to do it and start fresh before I look to take any trades. But anyway, these are the currency pairs that I have: USD/JPY, EURJPY, GU, NZD/JPY, EURUSD, USD CHF, USD CAD. I've got gold on there, not to trade. I just like to look at where gold is. It's at all-time highs right now, so it's just cool to see, especially being invested in gold. And then the DXY, just to see the overall view of the US currency, and then the JXY, just to see the overall view of the Japanese yen currency. This is the index for that, which always helps add a confluence. So I've got everything that I need in here. I've got USD, I've got JPY, I've got Euro, I've got GBP, NZD, CHF, and I've got CAD. So there's a whole mixture of different currencies within there. So it's enough for me. And, you know, I don't need Euro CAD, I don't need NZD, CHF, or, you know, any of these other exotic currency pairs, because I've already got them incorporated here, just in a different format. So I'm still able to capitalize on that currency, just in a different way. So that's those are the currency pairs that I like to look at, and it will come with time, guys. These are the ones over a period of time that I've been able to dial down and focus on. The more time you spend in the market, the more trades you take, the more you're going to understand which currency pairs work best for you, and you can slowly get smaller and smaller and smaller. To be quite honest with you, it's mostly 3 or 4 of those currency pairs that I ever end up trading, but I just have the others there just in case the ones I normally trade are going through a really, really bad market cycle and I have no option but to trade something else. So yeah, you know, someone who's traded 1,000 times over someone who's traded 10 times is going to have an advantage of knowing what works for them. So all I can say is just the best way to improve and to understand yourself as a trader is to trade. Okay, keep going, and you'll slowly adapt every single day, every single week to really refine yourself and, you know, laser focus onto what works for you. But let's just get straight into it. I'll try and make it as quick as possible, and I'll show you how long it takes me to do what I do every single day. So first things first, I come onto the charts and I'll start on like the 4-hour time frame. And the first thing I need to see is which way price is moving. Are we bullish? Are we bearish? And I look at this with no analysis on the chart, it's a completely naked chart, because it needs to be obvious. Okay, if you come on the chart and you can't tell whether price is bullish or bearish, you shouldn't be trading that currency pair. You shouldn't have to draw on analysis to just tell whether price is bullish or bearish. So if I can't tell, I won't trade it. For example, USD/JPY can clearly see that we're bullish, okay? And the other thing I like to see is where does price look like it's heading to? So I can see that we've broken through this level right here, and I can see that the next place that sellers would be interested in selling the market is up there. So it looks to me like we've got a clear path to get to this level, okay? So I'll mark that down as green, as something that I would look to trade. EURJPY, again, very, very obvious, we're bullish, something I would want to trade. I just want to make sure that we are just moving towards the upside. We've got nothing in our way. Again, we've just broken through some key levels of resistance. So I can say that that just looks like it should just continue moving towards the upside. So I'll put that down as green as well. GBP USD, the opposite, looks very bearish to me. Looks like we've broken through this key level here. Where does it look like it's heading? Well, it looks like we're coming down to this zone. It's almost like the complete polar opposite to USD/JPY. Okay, it just looks like we're coming down. So that again does look like one that I, could potentially see myself trading. NZD/JPY. Now this one, not complete opposite. Yes, it looks like we're very, very bullish right now, but when you zoom out a little bit, to me, it looks very choppy. It also looks like we've kind of come into this level right now and we've rejected it. I'm a little bit, I'm 50-50 on this right now. Yes, we're bullish, but we just come off this resistance, so we could be bearish. And when it's like that, when I just have that instant doubt in my mind, why am I then going to focus on that currency pair? I've got other ones that I can focus on. Why would I even focus on that? So straight away, without even hesitation, that goes straight into a red, and I'm not going to be looking at that today. Okay? You shouldn't have to, like I said, draw on analysis now to try and find a position. You shouldn't have to force anything. It should be obvious. So that's NZD/JPY. Euro USD looks very, very similar to GBP USD. We've broken through this level of support, and it looks like we're coming down to this level. Now, to be completely honest, what I would do at this point is, it looks exactly the same as GBP USD, okay? It looks like exactly the same. If GBP USD is going to come down, so is Euro USD, but I'm not going to focus on both. If I'm focusing on both, it decreases my focus by 50%, when I could just look at one and have my focus 100% on that one. So straight away, I'm just going to say to myself, that's going to go in the red. I don't need to look at it. Even though it looks good, it looks clear. Why waste my my vision and my focus on that when I have something that looks exactly the same? So that can go over there. USD CHF, straight away, the first thing I notice is that we've just come up to this level. So we are bullish, but we've come into a strong level of resistance. So why would I trade that? It's basically 50-50 at that point. So I'll look to put that as a red. USD CAD, again, like USD CHF, we're very, very bullish right now, granted, but we've just come into this strong level of resistance where sellers could easily just step in. So it makes it 50-50. I'll just leave it to the side. And then I look at DXY just to make sure. So DXY gives us an overview of the US dollar. To me, it looks like we're very, very bullish. We've kind of broken through this level within the market. Looks like we're heading up to this zone. So it backs my USD/JPY analysis. Remember, we've just broken through this zone. Looks like we're going to continue pushing higher. Exactly the same as the DXY. So it adds a confluence to our green currency pairs. And the exact opposite with GBP USD. So it's telling us that the USD is affecting both of these pairs. Because if the DXY and the dollar is strong, it means USD/JPY should be moving to the upside and GBP/USD should be moving to the downside. So it backs my analysis. And then JPY, just to understand even further, this one looks like we're bearish. We've broken through this key level here, and it looks like we're heading back down to this zone. Bearish, broken through, very, very similar to USD/JPY. Again, if we've got a weak Japanese yen, it means USD/JPY should go further. So it just makes USD/JPY a very strong candidate for what I would be looking for. Which you guys know I love trading USD/JPY. Well, this is exactly why. So after I've done that, I will then go down to the lower time frames to try and understand and find the position. Okay, so here we are on the 1 hour time frame now, and we can see that price has had its impulse and it's beginning to slow down. Now today is a Thursday and tomorrow is NFP. So price is probably slowed down and there's no volatility within the market because everyone is waiting for NFP for the volume to kick in to then take their positions. So to be honest, this is Thursday night. This is just me giving you an example of what I would look for when I'm trading. So we'll pretend like there's not NFP tomorrow, but just to make you guys aware, although I'm breaking it down for you, this isn't actually me preparing for my trading day. This is just giving an example of how I would prepare for my trading day. So the 1 hour time frame, again, just looks like we're still stepping up. We're still uptrending. We've just slowed down a little bit, and the 15-minute time frame should just give us a bit of a more in-depth view of that. To me, this just looks like we are just moving in this kind of ascending channel. We're just moving towards the upside. So now I'm on the 15-minute time frame. I'm looking for, well, how am I actually going to catch this position? Specifically a buy position, because I know the market is uptrending. I know where it's going. So I know in my head, I'm looking for buy positions. I'm not looking for sell positions because I know that's completely against my overall bias. I only want to be looking for buy positions. So how do I want that to form? What do I want to happen in order for me to actually begin looking for buy positions? And this is how I would tackle this currency. I would see that price is struggling at the moment to break through this level of resistance right here. So in order for me to look for buy positions, I would need to see price break through this level of resistance. And once we've broken through this level of resistance, I will then look for price to pull back to this level. And then I will look for that continuation towards the upside into that zone that we have on the higher time frames. So what do? Do I just sit here and wait for that to happen? No, absolutely not. Because if I just sit here and wait and it doesn't happen, and let's say price continues moving to the downside, not me, but you guys who are watching this, it could cause you to then start doing things that you wouldn't want to be doing, which is looking through the other pairs, and you might then force a position on something else when you've already told yourself you shouldn't. And that's what a lot of trading psychology comes down to, is preparing and having a plan but not sticking to it. I've made my plan. My plan is to trade these 3 currency pairs. I'm just doing USD/JPY now as an example. I know what I'm not trading, but if you're sat behind the screen for long periods of time watching and waiting, you're going to end up trying to force a position, when in reality, in trading, you map out your plan and then you let the market come to you. And if it doesn't come to you, you make a new plan the next day and you go again. It's like a bus, right? A bus has its route. It's always going to be going through that route. Rather than chasing the bus, just wait at the stop and wait for your turn. Okay? Don't, if you miss the bus, don't then try and start running somewhere or trying to find the bike or, doing whatever. Just, let it go and wait for the next one. But how do you avoid missing the opportunity? Some of you might be thinking, how, if I'm not watching the charts, how do I know when to come back? Well, it's simple. You want to see price break through this level, so you set an alert, and then you'll be alerted, on your phone or on your laptop. You go about your day, you go to the gym, you spend time with family, you work on something else, you do a bit of work if you're at uni, if you work another job, you focus on that. You let the market come to you, and that is key. So just to recap, guys, on everything, pick the currency pairs, go through them, only choose the currency pairs that are very, very easily understandable and you know which direction they're moving, okay? Don't force the analysis. And then you remove any of the ones that you don't like the look of. And then you only focus on a few. For example, if there's two USD pairs, like in here, GU and EU, if they're very, very similar, I don't focus on both. Just pick one and stick with it. And then go down on the lower time frames, do your analysis, map out what you want to see happen, set an alert, and then only when that thing happens do you then look to take a position, okay? The market, you need to be reactive, not proactive, okay? React to what the market does. Don't predict. Don't predict what's going to happen. Just react to what does happen. And you'll be fine, okay? Stick to it. Don't change drastically every single day or every single week. Stick to something and run with it, and you'll be fine. But anyway, guys, I hope I didn't ramble too much. That is going to be the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Be sure to leave a like and leave a comment. Let me know your thoughts. If you have any questions, let me know what you might want to see in the next video. I'll be sure to reply to every single comment, so I appreciate it so much. But yeah, guys, I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you in the next video.